John Mayer, arguably one of the Earth's most thoughtful and creative guitarists, actually has a song that plays the same 8-beat riff over and over and over and over again for 4 minutes and 10 seconds. But what seems simple in execution is not always simple in theory, and that's what we are going to talk about today, but not before I take a quick moment to thank the following Gallus Domestici for signing up for the Patreon supporter of the Cause Club: Misters, Tim States, Michael Hennick, Dennis Rainbow, James Lewis, and Alan Hopgood. Thank you very, very, very much for your support. Can't find Creepy Baby, so this is as good a time as any for Kermie's comeback.
Ouch!
If you'd like to find out what that's all about, the link will be in the description. Okay, so here's how you play it. I'm going to use my fingers for this rather than a pick, which is awfully uncharacteristic for me, but I find it easier this way. Grab the 14th fret of the A and the D strings. I'm going to use my ring finger for both, and I'm going to give those two strings a pinch with my thumb and forefinger. Of course, we're talking about Vultures off of Continuum. I love this record. Then it's going to be G11, D11, one after the other, followed by D14, G13, give it a little bendy wiggle there, and the very last note of the riff is D11. Don't ignore that, because that will help you time the last. Otherwise, you may be tempted to think that it goes where the chorus melody puts it, which is down to the wire. But that's not right. It goes a half beat after that. So if you do your, you almost can't get it wrong. That's the first half of the riff. The second half, the second 4 beats of this riff is almost exactly the same. The only difference is you do 2 of the 14/13s before your thing. So the second half, and when you put those both together, and you do it over and over again like 4,619 times, and that's how you play the whole song. Okay, except for the very end of the chorus when his voice goes, like I do when the world... That part, you're going to grab your 14/13s and your very final note and just kind of be repetitive between those two. For like 4 times at the end of the chorus. That's how you play the whole song. And now I want to show you how that very repetitive riff actually isn't so simple. And to set the stage, the chords underneath that riff in the verse are F sharp minor and A. Wheels up, I have to leave the city. So, got my trusty. And that makes a lot of sense. This is an F sharp minor riff, sort of. The chords in the key of F sharp minor are this: F sharp minor, A, B minor, C sharp minor, D, and E. Keep that in mind, especially the B minor, because the real magic happens in the chorus when that riff continues, but instead of being over F sharp minor and A, it is over A and B, major, not minor. B major. Which means this was never an F sharp minor riff. This riff is in the key of E. The chords in the key of E are E, F sharp minor, G sharp minor, A, B major, and C sharp minor. So this riff has always been using the E scale from F sharp to F sharp, which has a fancy name. It's called F sharp Dorian. And you can play that scale. The F sharp Dorian goes like this. It's 2, 4, 5 on the E string, 2, 4 on the A string. There's no D note there because it's D sharp on the D string 1st fret, E on the 2nd fret, and F sharp on the 4th fret. The Dorian mode is what we're talking about. It has a nickname. It's called chill minor, which is very fitting for this song. look how much this is not in the key of F sharp minor. I'm going to do the chorus with the riff, except I'm going to play A, B minor, and you're going to go, all right? And I'm getting into the weeds here now, but here's a very interesting implication of this song actually being in the key of E, or F sharp Dorian. He uses the F sharp minor pentatonic scale in the 4th position. He uses the F sharp minor pentatonic scale, which he should be using for the key of F sharp minor, but it's not in the key of F sharp minor. Here's the position he uses for his solo. 9-12, 9-12, 9-11, 9-11, 10-12, 9-12. That is unequivocally the F sharp minor pentatonic scale. That's shape 1. In shape 4. For instance, the useful part of that scale is right on the top. The E, the B, and the G. You can spend all your time in that little part of this scale and have a good time. And the greater implications of that, the bigger lesson, which is something I've been focusing on lately, that is if you have a song using the Dorian scale like this one, you can use the minor pentatonic scale that matches up with that Dorian scale. In this case, F sharp minor pentatonic scale over an F sharp Dorian song. Because none of those notes, there's no D note of any kind, sharp or natural, in that pentatonic scale. C sharp, E, F sharp, A, and B over and over again. So the F sharp minor pentatonic scale is behaving like the F sharp Dorian scale. You can use that in any song. That's a Dorian song. And that is quite enough nerding out for one day. Thank you so much for being here. Normally I do a playthrough of all these songs on my Patreon page, if you want to check that out. But there's not much to play through here. So today we're going to do a Dorian scale exercise. Bust out the confetti. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that was fun and helpful, and I will see you next time with more stuff. We're back in business with the wall. Yay. Goodbye.